So, how are you doing, Alfredo?
I'm good. I'm great.
What
Thank
time did you reach Mumbai?
you. Like 2, 3 hours ago.
Hmm. What were
Yeah.
some of the interesting sights as soon as you landed in the city?
I mean, we were first of all we were picking up the base,
Hmm.
so they took us like to a house, I guess,
Okay.
something like that. And we were well. It's my first time here in
Hmm.
India, so I always look at the people.
Okay.
It's one of the first things that I really look when I go to a new place,
Hmm.
and it feels very different, to be honest. We've been touring in Europe,
Hmm.
and then coming to India and seeing many new faces, I feel like new ways of living.
Mm.
It reminds me a lot of Cuba in a
Oh.
lot of ways. Um, for some reason, the way that people look, the way that people, I feel in a way struggle
Mm.
in some ways in this country. I
Right.
think is very similar to what we live in Cuba, and
Mm.
it reminds me home.
I'm so glad the city of joy makes you feel at home. I'm so glad.
Yeah, it's very nice to be here. I just wish I had more time, but as you
Mm.
know, we are non-stop touring, and unfortunately, this time wasn't the right one, and we have to come back, very soon
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
But we came here for what we, for to share our music with the audience, and we're very looking forward to that. And
Mhm.
yeah, I can wait.
Incredible. So, firstly, I'd like to welcome you to Stalwarts of Music with Aditya Veera, the live experience
Thank you.
in Mumbai, right before we step into the musical extravaganza with the Alfredo Rodríguez trio in the evening.
Yeah.
So, can't wait for it. So, we have a couple of interesting questions today. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, as you were nearing the NCPA International Jazz Festival, how did you go about preparing and tuning into the immersive state needed to provide a musical odyssey tonight for all of us?
I mean, I've been doing this for a long time.
Mm.
I always say that music for me is like drinking water. It's a
Mm.
necessity,
Mhm.
not something. It's part of my life.
Okay.
So I always what I really look forward is like new energy, new audience always brings new culture. Every time that we play in a new place
Yeah.
is different in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Um, I always try to make it positive because
Mm.
that's the way that I act on the stage.
Okay.
I always try to anything that could happen, like mistake, something negative. I always you know, try to find beauty out of
Mm.
all of those situations. So again, I cannot really wait just to play for the first time here and to see
Yeah.
what happens, to improvise, which is what we do best,
Mhm.
and that's what we're here for.
Marvelous. What's the contingent like? Who is going to be playing with you?
I'm gonna be playing with two extraordinary musicians. The
Mm.
drummer, he has been playing with me since we were kids.
Oh,
Michael
lovely.
Rivera. He's from Cuba, from Santa Clara. We grew up together in Cuba playing music.
Yeah.
And then the bass player is from Malaga, from Spain.
Mm.
His name is Jesus Bachiller.
Okay.
I've been playing with him for a couple of years now, and I think they are both extraordinary in what they do. They have the ability to listen to myself, and I also like to listen to what they offer, what they bring to the table, and we'll see what we can create together. But I can wait.
I can't wait for it either. Just a couple of more hours, and then I'm sure we're going to be mesmerized tonight. Yeah. So I've been, curious to understand about the process of mixing solo piano. What is your perspective on that? How do you go about doing that? Like for your solo piano pieces as part of your records, is there like a certain strategy behind that?
No, that's something that I've been doing since I was a kid.
Okay.
Just like a conversation with myself.
Okay.
I've been along with the piano for so many years,
Mhm.
and it has become my life.
Yeah.
It has become who I am. Um, I always like to do it because it's in a way selfish, but you have full control
Hmm.
of all the possibilities,
Yeah.
everything that's happening
Yeah.
around yourself. But to be honest, I am more to the option of sharing. which means that sharing the stage, which you have to be able to listen to who is surrounding
Correct.
you and then
Complement them.
yeah, exactly. And they bring many ideas to your playing. They bring many ideas to the show in general.
Yeah.
For me, the most important, well, when I'm playing, like a piano solo is by myself. So everything, is only focused on me. But the very interesting thing about playing with people is that we are sometimes coming from different places, like educational, with different backgrounds, and music brings us together, and we have to find a central point. We have to play for the music, not for us. Some people really, when they are on the stage, unfortunately, they just want to play for themselves. They just want to, think about themselves. And that's not something just about music. It's about how we act as human beings. That's why what I always say that also we as musicians, we have to think also humanly, also first before as a musician, because everything that you are as a person could be translated into your music, into who you are, and into the stage. So that's why I always like to find people who are related to my story, related to who I am, related to the message that I want to express through music. So we can all, combine our forces and then bring a powerful message for the audience.
Indeed, you did mention the whole idea of playing with people from different diversities and cultures. I've always wondered what would it be like to, interact with musicians with different temperament levels. How do you adapt to that?
With different what?
Temperament levels.
I mean, it's like life. Sometimes you meet people who are on the same page. Sometimes music is exactly like a love situation. Sometimes you meet people and sometimes you like them, and you develop. You meet like for example, in my case, you meet like a person, like a girl, and you like her, and then because many reasons, it's like infinite situation. So sometimes you develop that situation. Why? Because you like something. You can like her in so many ways. And music is the same. When you like someone, the way that they play, then you start developing more like a relationship. And then there are many other things that are part of that situation. Depending on you two. For example, I try to be very disciplined when it comes to music. I try to, I put so much love into music. Music has been my life, my career, my love for so many years. And I respect this so much, even though this is a game for me because I play when I am playing, but still is something very serious. So I like to have people surrounding me, and when I play with them and collaborate with them, that they take it very seriously, even though it can seem very like loose and that we don't care what we're doing. But yes, still there is a big seriousness behind the scenes. And what I'm saying is that sometimes when you meet those people, the idea is to keep developing that relationship. So when I see someone whose the temper is not the correct one, well, it's very easy. You just do what you have to do. You are a civic human being, so maybe you have to be at that moment. Like you have to do what you have to do. But later, we set apart and we don't play anymore because it's life. We have to accept also that there are some differences between each other, and sometimes we don't like each other, and sometimes when we don't like each other, we don't continue the relationship, and it should be like that too. We have to put rules and barriers and things like that whenever you feel that there is too much and you don't want to keep developing, because there are some things that affect your music or your life in a lot of ways.
Incredible. You did mention about the aspect of discipline. And I was having this conversation with my mother. She was watching the interview, and she said the level of maturity that you have as a musician is just tremendous. And it would have taken a while to build that, being so serious, being so focused, being so clear cut about what you want to do in life. So, did you feel that you had some nurturing for it, or it was born within someone like you?
I think maybe kind of like a combination.
Okay.
I remember being a very disciplined child.
Oh, really? Okay.
I remember, well, actually, at the beginning, it was a little more tough. I remember my parents always telling me that I had to practice and I had to go to the piano and sacrifice if I wanted to play with friends. That was cool, but I had to practice before. And I wanted to just, play music, but not like being like playing 4 hours the piano. And then I remember when I was 13, 14 years old, then the discipline came alone. It was like, okay, this is what I want to do now. I just don't want to do something else first. I want to do piano first, music first, and then I do whatever, because I was a very free child, like just doing any, like playing. I feel the same also when I was telling you in India, because I was on the streets, like, like barefoot and just walking the streets and playing with my friends and things like that. But I had to go and play piano first. My parents always told me, this is not something that, because in Cuba, for example, the music education is free.
Right.
So then you are taking on a spot that other kids also want. And then everything becomes very rigorous and very professional since you are a kid, because you can get kicked out of the school very easy. The teacher don't have any compromise with you. You are not paying the school. So if you come to the school and then you are not doing right, they tell your parents, you know what, we're going to kick him out and someone else is going to come to to get the spot. So that, in a way, start to make it, mature you in a lot of ways, because you have to have the compromise of sacrificing many things if you want to keep going as a musician, as other careers as well, when it's early ages, because if not, it disappears, the opportunity for you. And I didn't want that. I love music, and I grew up in a musical family. My dad is a singer, and I remember going to rehearsals and things like that. My dad, very extreme when it comes to music, because he is like a pop star in Cuba, but still the rigorous part, the discipline, all of those things, I got it from him. And I'm very glad that I learned from those other things, that at the end now that I'm growing up, I feel that those things were as equally important for me as having the music science at the school and having a great teacher and teaching me about music.
Yeah. I feel the foundation has been key for your whatever base, and then you've taken it forward with all the qualities and with your intelligence and with the feelings that you have that come from within you, that you've associated with music. So it's marvelous. Let's touch upon the aspect of compositions. Some of your profound compositions have been consequences of intense emotional moments. It could be experiences, or maybe even suffering, perhaps, right? So how important do you think suffering is for an artist? And will an artist find wellspring if he were to go through that phase?
I mean, everything is extremely important when it comes to composition.
Okay.
You actually compose your life. There is no other way around. When you are a composer, when you are like when I was just playing classical music, basically you are playing music that someone else's life you're playing.
Correct.
You're playing Mozart life
Correct.
or Beethoven or anyone in
Correct.
the world. So you have to know, in order to make it really, really good and make a really good performance, you have to know the composer. You have to know their life. But when it comes to composition, you are playing your life.
Yeah.
So it is extremely very important that you really have some experience, that you have some knowledge about something in life.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better if we are not talking only about music, because if music only will come from music, it will be very boring.
Yeah.
Music has to come from something else, in my opinion. This is my humble opinion. I'm no one, but still, like I have
too modest.
No,
as always. Yeah.
So I feel that for me, it has been a process of making a lot of mistakes. Since I was a kid, I started improvising when I was 12, 13 years old. And since that moment, even though I could play very difficult pieces from classical composers, I didn't know how to play the piano when it comes to improvisation. So through improvising and making mistakes and finding my own voice, then I've been composing. That's the way that I've been composing all the time. When I'm composing through new ideas, improvising, and then I develop those ideas. Sometimes, my cell phone is full of voice memos where I have sound check melodies, or at the airplane, Sometimes it's rhythm, sometimes it's melody, sometimes it's a harmony. I'm saying, hey, two, whatever. So, many things like that I have in mind. And I go back. Yesterday, for example, I can put you an example. Traveling here, I was like 1 hour and 30 minutes just listening to things that I have there.
Yeah.
And then I took a lot of screenshots because I can go back to 2018. I did this melody, whatever. So I remember, and that was what I did yesterday. 1 hour and 30 minutes in the plane. That means that maybe today the sound check, tomorrow when I get home, I will go back to those voice memos, and who knows if some of those are gonna become songs or they're gonna become something. But I have them there. And someday maybe I might use it, someday maybe not. Maybe I'm just gonna get into a situation that I'm gonna go to the studio and create from scratch with the guys. Or it can be endless for me. I've been composing in many ways, but what I can tell you usually comes from improvising, comes from not having. I don't have any particular secret or any way to compose or things like that. You know what? Also, yesterday I was talking to the guys as well, and this thing that we've been doing with the sound check videos, it has created like a fast way of creativeness for us, because we have to do a video in 45 minutes, in 30 minutes. We don't have much time. Sometimes the sound check is very tight and we don't have time. And if we want to do the video, we say, we're going to do the video. Which song? We are on the way to sound check. And we are listening to covers. What are we going to choose today? Oh, we're going to choose this song from India. Okay, let's do it. When we get there, we'll figure it out. And then the bass player start bringing melodies. And I do some reading. And the other guy. So at some point, you have to create like a 1 minute or 2 minute song in 30 minutes. Wow. And we have done that in millions of places already. So I think that exercise has been, like putting us in situations like adventurous, but also, like very excited situation that you have to be creative. There is no another, and you have to have like a time. For us, it's like a chess player. You have to do it in certain time, because if not, they kick you out of the hole. And then the audience comes and you have to play the show. Right. And to be honest, a couple of times, like 2, 3, 4 times, we've been in the situation that we couldn't finish. We are like, okay, we did it until here. We cannot do anymore, because many situations, it can be endless. But most of the time, we make it. And I mean, that's a good exercise. That's a good way of composing also. Since you are talking about composition, here is another way of exercising for musicians. Like that we are on the stage. This is my case, my situation. So then we just expose ourselves, and they just say, we have to create a song in 20 minutes. We have to create an arrangement in 20 minutes, which is something difficult most of the time. And also, it has to be something that we like. It's not, if we don't like it, I don't post it. I don't continue. So I don't know. It's nice. It's just nice. It's good. And I feel we have created this is the most important for me. We have created our own way of creating. Our own voice. Through those videos, through the way that I compose, through my life. I am right now, I can tell you, I am right now in a moment in my life that I feel so comfortable.
Lovely.
When it comes to music. When it comes to music, I feel like very calm. I no stress at all. It's like, okay, music is there. It's waiting for me. I wait to the moment that I can just flourish anything that I have in mind, and there is no any way of stress, to be honest. It's just about love. It's all about sharing with more people. It's all about bringing the message of unity, and just, go and travel the world and do that, to be honest.
Man on a mission, as always. I did, a little bit of research, and you did mention about renditions, the whole aspect of renditions. Do we get to hear the Alfredo Rodríguez style of Thriller tonight with a touch of Mr. Quincy Jones?
Yeah, you will hear that one.
Yeah?
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm so excited now.
Yeah, we'll play that one. That has become also like a stamp for us. Sometimes now that's what's happening. Like we go to some places and because social media, because obviously this is the first time that I'm in India, but you're telling me that.
Yeah.
And it happens in many other places. We were playing in Brazil and people were asking for certain songs and I was like, guys, we don't have that song because we have millions of covers in social media.
Yeah.
It's not anymore about only the album songs.
Correct.
It's about the album songs, but then I haven't counted, but I'm sure that we have like 200, 300 videos that we have created of those. And some people like this one, and some people like Super Mario, and some people like Thriller,
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, for example. I never play Harry Potter when it comes to the shows. I don't have that arrangement with the guys.
Correct.
So it's like, okay, sometimes we can play, but sometimes we can't. We don't even have time, but we have that one. That one is a must.
You're gonna bring the place down by the time your set is done. People are gonna have a baller time.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
And you did mention that you love rice-based food. So what do you have for lunch? Did you try some Mumbai experience?
Actually, yes.
What did you try?
We were. I don't know the name, to be honest, because I was looking the name.
Rajma chawal, was it? Dal chawal?
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the name.
All right.
But what I can
did you
tell
enjoy
you,
it?
I had like 3 different rice.
Wow.
In the
Incredible.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love rice.
Yeah.
I love also Indian food. I was living in Los Angeles for a long time, and we had really decent, really good food in Los Angeles, Indian food. And to be honest, in the whole world, it has become like something. It's like Japanese situation. You go any place and you have like really good food from Japan. So Asia and India and many other places.
Yeah.
So looking forward, I really love the culture. As I said to you
course.
when we were doing the interview online, I love you guys' culture, and I've been even like collaborating with artists that are related to your culture. So the only thing that I regret is I don't have now this opportunity, more time just to walk, just to visit, just to do things like that, because I know that coming here will bring so many more ideas, experiences, motivation, inspiration for me and my music. But I wish we can, we're gonna change that in the near future, hopefully.
Of course, we will. We certainly will.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So how do you choose the set list for your Indian tour? What was the process behind that? What have you tailored for us tonight?
To be honest, I usually have certain songs, as I said before, that we play because people recognize them, because people feel close to us when it comes to those songs. This is the first time that I'm playing in India. So obviously I want to bring the show that we usually bring to everywhere. Unless we play so many times that we need to start changing songs all the time.
Okay.
But here is a different situation because it's the first time that I'm in India. So I'm going to be playing music from my childhood.
Okay.
I'm going to be playing music from my albums.
Okay.
And
Choral way? A lot of choral way?
Music from Choral Way, music from previous albums, music from who knows?
No, in fact, very, very interesting. I was talking to Mr. Ludovico Einaudi last week.
Okay.
And I asked him what is left for you at this point. And he says, I would want to have an album with like exactly what you did on Choral Way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I can go different ways, different styles. Maybe I want to do an album like the way that they also play. Because I like the way that he composed, and the way that very calm and many beautiful melodies, and not like too complicated and no things like that. And that's the most exciting about human beings. We're always looking. Well, sometimes we at least I consider myself that I'm always looking for the next chapter, something new, something that is fresh for me. Something that is new in my life, something that makes me more entertained.
Yeah.
Because this is for me, sometimes people forget, but this is something that I do every day. I come here to India and I play one show today, but I've been playing I don't know how many shows this year. It's like a lot of shows.
Correct.
So I need to keep entertaining myself in many ways. I can't wait to keep recording. I can't wait to meet new people, meet new people to collaborate, and we are going. What I can tell you, we're going to the studio very soon. We're gonna keep going to the studio. Actually, we're going to the studio in a couple of days just to create more music, and then next year already we arrange also studio situation so we can keep working on new music and collaborations and many things that I am very excited to share with the whole world.
Marvelous. In fact, a very emotional moment for me was during season 1, I had the incredible Mr. Richard Bona.
Oh, Richard.
And my grandfather was a huge fan of Mr. Bona during his time with Harry Belafonte.
Okay.
I lost my grandpa last month, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
And it was very hard for me to sort of, digest the fact. But the music just makes me remember him.
Wow.
So could you expand on your connection with Mr. Richard Bona, and how did it evolve so deeply over the years?
Well, because it's one of those situations, as I said before, that you meet someone and then you have many things in common.
Yeah.
I have to say, first of all, music, because music is the roots.
Yeah, correct.
It's where everything, like bloom. But we have many other things in common.
Correct.
Richard is very disciplined musician. Richard is always know what he wants and he fights for it. He is very honest when it comes to decisions. And those are things that I appreciate. Those are things that I look for in a musical relationship.
Okay.
And then that's why and also we are happy about the success of the other.
Correct.
And that's something that I want to mention. Now that we're talking about this, and I don't remember if I have mentioned this in an interview, but I've been in many situations with musicians that we have a collaboration and we do something together. And then when we decide to do something different, one of the other, to be honest, as I said before, I don't really know. I'm not going to put anyone into the spot and saying like I'm right or he is wrong or she is wrong or whatever. I'm just going to say one of the two parts usually thinks that if we are not playing together, that means something bad.
Yeah.
And I want to make something clear here. When musicians are not playing together and they decide to do a new project or something like that, it's just a decision that might help the collaboration.
Correct.
Because if I do a collaboration with you, and then I tell you, Aditya, I'm going to do something else with another musician from Turkey, and now I'm going to focus in this. I don't want to focus in what we have done until now. I feel like because we are in a business, and there's marketing as well.
Correct.
And there is business.
Correct.
And business sometimes goes good, and business sometimes it doesn't. And we need to know when is the right moment to stop a project and to do something new, because you have to renovate. We have to go to keep going and keep playing and keep doing and keep building a career. It's not only about the artistic side. There are many other things that sometimes artists and musicians, they don't understand. They don't think about. They only think about the artistic situation. We like each other, we play each other, we have to do it forever. No, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. But it always helps us. And that's something that Richard and we always have had in common. And that's why we keep playing together, and that's why we will keep playing together forever. And I prefer the forever situation than the now 1 year or 1 year and a half and then don't see each other anymore only because one of us, had like a heartbreak situation, a broken situation because one of us decided to do something else. I don't care. I actually care more if his career gets bigger because it's only going to help my career. People are going to connect me with that person. People are going to connect me with that artist. So please, to all musicians, to all artists, be open. Be open to anyone can do whatever they want. If everything is clear and you talk about it, just be open. And if that person is doing better without you, that's not something bad also. It's something good. Find your own way. Be an entrepreneur and find your own way. Do your thing. Be successful in what you do. Don't take the others as how I say this in English is difficult, but don't blame the others for something that you cannot find yourself on your own. With your
taking
own band,
responsibility.
The responsibility is only yours. So then be open. And sometimes it's going to be good. Sometimes it's not going to be that good, but that's fine. It's life. We keep collaborating. We keep creating projects. And that's why, again, we go back to Richard. That's why we've always been playing together. And we will always be playing together.
Incredible. It's been such an incredible blessing, honor, and a privilege.
Thank you so much.
Alfredo. Thank you so much for taking time out and being part of the Stalwarts of Music with Aditya Veera live
I
experience.
just wish you guys the best. I know that you put so much effort into what you do and so much love, and I appreciate that. I hope that you get the best of the world.
Thank you, and I can't wait for your show tonight, and we will see you more often in India.
I will be here more.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Alfredo.
Thank you so much, brother.